Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, there stood an ancient castle, perched upon a hill, overlooking the lands it governed. The castle was home to a mighty king, renowned for his bravery but feared for his iron rule. Among the many treasures within the castle walls was a mysterious tapestry. This was no ordinary tapestry, for it held a secret power. Each night, as the kingdom slept, the tapestry would weave itself anew, foretelling the future of the realm. For many years, the tapestry showed peaceful scenes, bountiful harvests, joyful celebrations, and the kingdom thriving under the king's rule. The king, pleased with what he saw, boasted of his leadership, believing the tapestry's predictions to be a testament to his greatness. However, as time passed, the king's rule grew harsher. He demanded more from his people, taxing them heavily and punishing those who dared to question his authority. Fear replaced respect among the inhabitants of the kingdom, and whispers of discontent began to spread. One morning, as the first light of dawn crept into the castle, the king went to gaze upon the tapestry, expecting to see another glorious future, but what he saw chilled him to the bone. Instead of prosperity, the tapestry depicted scenes of despair, barren fields, empty streets, and a dark shadow looming over the kingdom. The king, enraged and frightened by these visions, summoned his advisors. "This tapestry seeks to undermine my rule with its lies," he declared. "It must be destroyed." Despite the protests of his advisors, who feared the tapestry's magic, the king ordered it to be taken down and burned. That night, as the tapestry was cast into the fire, a great storm brewed outside. Lightning flashed, thunder roared, and the castle shook to its foundations. The people of the kingdom huddled in their homes, fearing the wrath of the heavens. In the morning, the storm had passed, but the kingdom awoke to find that the tapestry's predictions had begun to come true. Fields once ripe with crops were now barren, and the streets were indeed empty, as people hid in fear of what might come next. The king, realizing his mistake, sought to make amends. He called upon the kingdom's finest weavers, offering them gold and jewels to recreate the tapestry. But no matter how skilled the weavers were, they could not replicate the magic of the original. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, the king's tyranny only worsened the kingdom's plight. Without the tapestry to guide him, he became paranoid, seeing enemies in every shadow and betrayal in every whisper. One night, as the king wandered the empty halls of his castle, he stumbled upon a small, forgotten room. There, in the dim light, he found a loom, and beside it, a single thread of gold, the same gold that had shimmered in the tapestry. With nothing left to lose, the king sat at the loom and began to weave. Hour after hour, he worked, guided by a force he did not understand. As he wove, he reflected on his rule, on the fear and suffering he had caused. By morning, a new tapestry hung on the wall. It showed a future not of despair, but of hope. The king, standing among his people, not as a tyrant, but as a true leader. The fields were once again bountiful, and the streets were filled with laughter and joy. The king realized then that the tapestry had not predicted his downfall as a punishment, but as a warning. It was not the tapestry that needed to change, but he himself. From that day forward, the king ruled with kindness and fairness, listening to the voices of his people. And though the original tapestry was lost forever, its lesson remained woven into the heart of the kingdom, guiding it towards a future filled with hope and prosperity.